Last time, I flew into Charlotte, North Carolina for the first leg of my journey to Amelia Island and the Porsche Works reunion, and we were given the royal treatment, a guided tour of the amazing one-stop Porsche shop, Sonderworks, where we saw the greatest Porsche they ever made.
So you've got the best Porsche in the world over here.
Oh yeah? Which one would that be?
Well, it is actually known as the best Porsche in the world, and of course
apparently.
that's the Porsche 928.
Oh, well, I happen to own one myself.
The next leg of the journey is Charlotte to Charleston, South Carolina, where we will pick up this incredible Porsche 718 Boxster Spider and drive to Amelia Island. So subscribe now or you'll miss that. Firstly though, for this leg of the journey, we're doing it in a supercharged 911. A supercharged 911. Here's someone to tell you all about the mission here.
You may not have thought that a supercharged Porsche was a thing, let alone consider one as a purchase for you. So I'm interested to know what this supercharged C4S 997.1 is really like. Does it feel like it was made by Porsche, or does it feel a bit homemade and put together? How does the power come on? Does it come on in a linear way? Is there a jump in the back, when you're accelerating? What does it cost to buy and to have fitted? Is it worth it? Does it give you the right amount of power that you were looking for the amount of money that you're putting out there? And lastly, this one has a numeric gear shifter. I'm also interested to know what that feels like. So firstly, we'll get the owner, Mark, come and take us through his car. He's made some other amendments and modifications that I think you might enjoy seeing. Then we'll get it out on the road and try and answer some of those questions. How about that?
Hello, Mark. How are you?
Hello, Jay.
How are you?
I'm great. Just had a great drive down. It's
We
awesome.
did, didn't we?
Yeah,
Marvel.
man.
And I was driving most of the time, and you're still happy. So this has a supercharger on it, and we can tell who makes the supercharger just by looking at it. VF Engineering. Now this had the supercharger on it when you bought it, didn't it?
The supercharger and the numeric shifter, yes.
And the numeric shifter, yeah.
Yes,
So you were
did.
lucky to find one with it on it.
And it was actually at my mechanic, so I knew who did it also.
Oh, even
same guy
better.
that has been working on my other cars.
Yeah.
Was working on this. So
And what does a supercharger give you in terms of horsepower over and above it? And this is a 4S, so it came with a bit more power than the standard Carrera.
that's correct.
But over and above a 4S, how much do they reckon this gives us?
The specs say somewhere between 90 and 100.
Oh,
eventually.
wow.
So it's a bump. And it's a
Yeah.
linear bump. You don't have that turbo lag that's more inherent with a turbocharger.
Well, you don't, because I was driving most of the time, when we were driving down here. And one of the things I noticed, and we'll take it out on the road in a while anyway and look at it, but one of the things I noticed is that you don't hear it. And actually, you don't actually feel it like you would do with a turbo, right? Turbo is
no spool.
No spool. The power is very linear. So that's the sort of next thing I suppose to say about this for people that are sort of thinking about.
You were talking about this on the way here.
Yeah, talking about, for people who are thinking about, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll buy a Carrera and then I'll put the supercharge on it later rather than buy a turbo, which is more expensive, is that you could put this on and, the standard Carrera and Carrera 4s are quite linear power deliveries. You could put this on and you don't notice a lot, except that it's got a lot more power, right?
There's no way to tell unless you just happen to drive one without it before and
That's
then
right.
jumped in.
And it's not like those Challengers, that you hear that wee, wee, wee.
No, not at all.
You can't hear it at all, can
Not
you?
at all.
Yeah.
Which is nice for me because despite the fact that it's yellow, which would then lend itself to be more of an ostentatious kind of car,
Yeah.
I'm really not that way. So I don't have a very throaty exhaust or whatnot. Unlike what's over here,
Well,
for example, that you can't see.
Yeah, we're in Porsche heaven here, folks. We'll see those in a moment. But other than that, you've done quite a little bit to the inside as well. It's got a lovely numeric shifter on it. But this upholstery you had done by Sonderworks, who
Which we were just at
we were there
yesterday.
in the last video, which
That's
was
right.
yesterday for us. We had a little tour on Sonderworks. So Mark is the client of Sonderworks that took me there, and we had a lovely time there. But this is what you've done here. You've put in the Pepita
Yes.
in here as well, and you've also done a huge stereo in here as well. You did that yourself, didn't you?
I did. And, I have to give my wife credit because she's the one that picked the Pepita.
Yeah.
She liked that. So, and I do too.
Well, obviously you only have 49% voting rights in your marriage, like all men.
You have 49%?
Oh, well, yeah. I made that number up. I know it's not 50, but
It is not.
But here, I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it? That's really, really nice.
Yeah, and so we did some, pardon the.
Oh yeah, you did some work down here.
So like in this, the subwoofer enclosures are in the back
Look at
here.
that, just hidden away and neatly upholstered.
And actually, I did all this part of the upholstery. They gave
Oh,
me.
you did that yourself?
Yeah, they gave me some of the extra,
Wow.
some of the extra
Well,
stuff.
you can do my 928 after this, so that's perfect.
So those are fiberglass enclosures, and then I did an amp rack up in the front. And
Yeah, but otherwise that's it. That's what it looks like. Yeah, and it's in great shape. I mean, for an 08, it's immaculate, isn't it? And it's lovely to drive.
with the exception of the drive down here, yes.
Oh well,
Getting a little, picking up a little road debris. But
we
yeah,
were a little bit, yeah. Well, the next thing then I think is to take it out on the road and show you what it's like, and why don't we do that? Let's go and do that.
Sounds great.
Well, here we go. I'm actually in convoy with, there's a Boxster in front of me, there is a Boxster Spider in front of me, more of which next week, and two 911s in front of that. So we'll see how we get on, but we should have no problem keeping up today in our supercharged 911. Well, we might have trouble keeping up with one of them because that has, the one making all the noise has 723 horsepower at the wheels. So this car started off its life as a 997.1 C4S, so four-wheel drive with the faster, more powerful engine. And it is the last of the narrow bodies, the 997s, which is nicer, I think. They got a bit bigger after that in the 991 generation, 992s and so on. So I spent most of the day driving this car. So I've spent, I would say, a good 4 hours with this car today. We drove down from Charlotte, North Carolina, where we looked in the, obviously in the last video we were at Sonderworks for that. So I spent quite a bit of time with it, and honestly it feels very much like a factory car. Yeah, I don't think you'd know except for the additional power. As I drive the car and go up the rev range, there isn't any turbo lag, frankly, because it's not a turbo. It comes on in a very linear way, as Mark said, and that's nice because you don't really want turbo lag. Here we go. All right. Now, the numeric shifter. That is very close ratio. And sometimes it's a little difficult to find some of the gears. It's such a short throw. But actually, when it comes on song and you are trying to make progress, yeah, it's pretty good actually. It's very tight though. But I kind of like it, I have to say.
If you take a look at VF Engineering's website, you'll see they do superchargers for all the 996 and 997 variants of Porsche 911, and they're all around the $10,000 price level. The chatbot on the site informs that it takes around 40 hours to fit, which likely equates to something like $8,000 if you have someone else fit it. That makes $18,000 in all for parts and labour before tax and any while you're in there jobs. Of course, you could do it yourself and then your cost is just the supercharger at around $10,000. What power do you get for that? Well, firstly, let me tell you from driving the car, you can really tell the difference. It's a lot faster than the standard car. The VF Engineering website indicates that you'll get around 500 brake horsepower, which is a huge increase from the 350 bhp or so of a standard C4S. And with four-wheel drive, that's turbo levels of speed and likely a master of the traffic light dash. What do you think though? Is it worth the money?
And a big thank you to Mark for loaning me the car. Mark's a super guy and a great friend. Yeah, what a car. Thanks so much for watching everybody, and I hope you've enjoyed this video on the supercharged 911. Next week we'll look at the Boxster Spider, but thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Next
Next time on the J. Reed Porsche Show, the journey continues in convoy down to Amelia Island, and I'm in one of Porsche's greats, the 718 Boxster Spider. How does that compare with the RS Spider I drove last year, and for that matter, with a 911? Subscribe now so you don't miss it.